Hi, everybody, and welcome back to 20-Minute TTRPGs, the show where we, myself, and our amazing guest talk all things game design and create a game in less than 20 minutes, and then we give it a spin. I'm your host, Angel Amore. I have long, currently straightened, very dark hair, wool 2000s tartan dress over a white button-up shirt because I'm fashionable like that, and you are watching Euphoria. Every time I mean to say that, like you're watching Disney Channel, and every single time I get distracted by the rest of the text and I don't say it like that. But you're watching Euphoria. Euphoria is a community to spotlight diverse TTRPG creatives here locally in Europe and outside of the US. So please follow and support Euphoria on all of our socials that are listed in the chat or below. As for content warnings for the show, we can't give you any specifics because we don't know what we're going to end up creating, but we can promise that we're going to keep it PG-13. So be mindful, take breaks if you need to take breaks. We take breaks as we need to take breaks, but I promise we are going to keep it PG-13. And now I'm very, very excited to introduce our incredible guest, the wonderful, amazing, talented graphic designer and layout artist, Francita. Francita, tell the people who you are, what you look like.
Hello, I'm Francita, any pronouns, and I wear glasses that are kind of transparent. I have pink hair. I am wearing a lot of blush, so I'm really pink right now, like all over. And I am wearing some black overalls and a beige long sleeve shirt. Yeah, and I have brown eyes, and my hair roots are dark right now. I had to fix that.
If people are just listening, they won't even know. You can glamour it away.
Yeah, and well, I'm a graphic designer, layout artist. I have been working on TTRPGs for like over 7 years now, and I've worked on a lot of games, doing character sheets, logos, layout, of course, Kickstarter pages. I think the number right now should be like over 70 games now, I
That is
think.
amazing.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And your work is beautiful. So I cannot wait to see what else still is coming. I mean, 7 years is a long time, but also there's a lot more time to come and a lot more games to design for. And in this case today, a lot more games to design. Maybe today we will spark a new passion and you will add another 70 games to the list that you made all by yourself.
Oh,
I
you
believe in you.
believe in me.
I do. I believe in you. I believe everybody can make a game. And you're so creative. I know for a fact that you can. And I also know for a fact because I'm going to make you today. So being bossy will help have faith in people because you will help them get there. And then after that, I know that you can do it. So I'm very excited to talk to you today because I already ran through the questions with you before, and we obviously we didn't answer them. So I'm buzzing in my seat to learn about how you got started. Also, like first and foremost, like how did you get started in TTRPGs at all, like playing them at all?
Okay, so actually, it was like a guy that I was dating at the time that invited me to play a TTRPG that I don't remember the name, but it was like dark fantasy. It wasn't
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
Uh, in fact, I got to play Dungeons and Dragons like way later. The second TTRPG that I played was Pathfinder,
Nice.
which the group that I was playing at the time was a very, very huge fan of. Um, like those kind of like people that were like, this is the true
Oh, jeez.
Dungeons and Dragons version that should have been. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Very
Mm,
passionate.
yeah.
Very passionate.
Uh, so yeah, I remember that when 5e like the playtest came out, we started playing it, and it was called D&D Next at the time, and yeah, that's how I was introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, and the rest is what it is. The rest is
I get
it
that.
got me to this. So
That's, you know what? It's always very, I think there's many such cases of you dating someone and them getting you into it. I know that for me, several people I dated tried with no success, and then one person I dated did actually with success. It just, they just have to
It
keep
was
at it, and eventually we'll get there.
it was the right time for you, I think. Things happen
Exactly.
for a reason, and it was just that was the right time.
Exactly. Before that, who knows what that campaign would have been, you know? And instead
Yeah.
had a much better start. So I want to know also, because the origins of things is always so fascinating to me, because when we design games, I also ask, what is our beginning premise and where do we end up? Because I think the journey is so fascinating. And so in order to see the full journey, I really love hearing from people how they got started at the very beginning with something that they are so proficient in by now, or that is such a huge part of their life. So we covered a little bit how you got into TTRPGs. How do you get into graphic design? Like, because that's your main thing, is you're a graphic artist, and I want to know how that got started. When did that start?
Okay, so yeah, that was what I studied. Like my major is in
Mhm.
graphic design. Back in Chile, and I when I was studying, when I was like in university, I remember very clearly that I thought, I if I have to like go like graduate and go work at like a marketing agency
Mhm.
or like a design agency in which I have to like go to an office every day and work like 9 to 5.
Mhm.
I don't want that. I
Yeah.
wish that I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Um, and when well I got out of university and I worked like briefly those kind of jobs, but
Right.
basically like I wanted to go into graphic design. And funnily enough, in
Mhm.
university I didn't take any layout classes.
Oh.
Like funnily enough, I didn't, because in the
Mhm.
university that I was, you could take your own like specializations,
Right.
and the ones that I took were in web design
Mhm.
and video game design. So
Oh,
yeah.
we're gonna use that today.
So yeah, I literally had to learn to use InDesign when I
Mhm.
was doing my
Oh.
thesis,
Mhm.
because you do like the whole book with your like thesis,
Right.
your final project, and yeah, I had to learn that in the weeks before I
Yeah.
graduated.
That's amazing. But see, like nothing is ever wasted. Those video game design basics, I'm sure they will crop up and support you today. And then you just it's so funny how when you start out in something, you're like, this is definitely my focus. And then by the end you're like, absolutely not. I'm doing this totally different thing. And then your career also can totally be like yet another different thing. Like there's just always so much room for things to grow in a way you don't expect. And now you have created these beautiful layouts and like illustrations, these beautiful like works of art for TTRPG games. How did that flow into each other? Like you got into then graphic design, and you graduated, and how did you mesh? What was the first time, I guess, that you meshed TTRPG into graphic design? You melded the two passions.
Okay, so at the time I in the space that was the Twitter TTRPG space, I made some friends, and I got into what today is called the Far Horizons co-op. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's a co-op in which like a lot of people band together to make games. They make this like
Hmm.
compilation of games.
Oh,
You
okay.
should check it out. It's called the Far Horizons Co-op,
Mm-hmm.
and I got into that as like basically you join and you have some shares of the games that are made.
Okay. Yeah.
And I decided to like join and start doing layout, helping doing layout for it. And that was like my first time doing layout. And I there was a person there, um, called Eric that was doing a game called Brinkwood. I don't know if you are familiar with Brinkwood, but
Mm-hmm.
he was developing the game at that time, and I ended up doing layout for that game, and that was the first like a standalone game that I did
Mm-hmm.
layout for. Uh, and yeah, like that was a really cool experience because all of the layout that I was doing for the co-op was black and white,
Mm-hmm.
and this game was also black and white
Mm-hmm.
layout, because as we know, drive through RPG is way cheaper to do black and white
Yes.
interior. So it was a challenge to kind of like do something interesting but also just black and white, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that really helped me a lot into like be able to manage how to make a visual interesting with fewer elements.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't
Yes.
have color, so you just have to manage shapes basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I think that's a common thing where like you get a really tight parameter, but it forces you to be so creative that you end up growing so much from the experience. And that sounds like a really great way to have started. That's like a really great first project to have started paving your way. And now you get to make these beautiful, also like vibrant, or, now you don't have to work in just black and white books and PDFs and games, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm very excited for when I start working on the layout for our anthology zine, and I can hit you up and be like, "Hello, what do you think about this? Do you like this? Do you want me to fundamentally change everything for your game? Are you good? Are you happy with it?" I'm not gonna make the graphic designers be, have a game layout where you don't like it. So I will be reaching out to you frequently to be like, do you still like it? Do you like it still? Do you like it? Do you want something different? What color do you like? I'm
I
doing it
would
in
love that.
color. We can do it in full color, baby. We can do whatever we want. So I'm stoked. And now you're making these amazing projects and working on, like, we found out we both worked on Koboa, which everybody should go support still. And I'm very, very stoked for. And you're working on another new project, also with Ariya Mejia, called Beasts, which everybody should check out. Also, the Kickstarter for that launches soon. And like I said, you're working on that, which I'm just very excited to see everything, because like Koboa is beautiful. The layout to Koboa is fun. We found out you laid out my credit in the credits page. So that was
Yeah.
a very cute little serendipitous moment where we came together again and we hadn't even known it. When it comes to the layouts that you design now, the graphic design that you do for games, when you get a project, like, so let's say I approach you and I'm like, this is my game, and I want you to do the layout for it. I want you to do the cover for it. Full creativity. And I'm totally leaving it like to you. Where does your inspiration tend to come from when you get a creative blank slate like that?
Uh, well, I I don't think I ever get like total like clean slate
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do, I still ask the creator
Mm-hmm.
what was their inspiration for the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
what were they looking at when they
Mm-hmm.
decided to create the game? Because
Ooh.
ultimately my like the most important thing for me is that the
Mm-hmm.
game ends up looking like the creator wants it to look.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the most important thing for me. And I've got several clients that are like, "Oh, sorry for asking for so many changes.
Aw.
Sorry for this." And I'm always like, it makes me more anxious that
Yes, that makes
you would
sense.
feel like you can't request changes,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So I would much rather prefer that you request as many changes as you like, and
Mm-hmm.
then I can work on it. But usually what I like, in terms of visuals,
Mm-hmm.
is I like to treat the book as if it was like a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
because it's much more graphic
Mm-hmm.
than just like a manual. Like if you ask me,
Mm-hmm.
the worst thing that could happen to me is I lay out a game that ends up looking just like a manual.
Yeah, I
If it,
absolutely understand that.
yeah, and I got a lot of opinions about some of the big books out there, like big TTRPG books and their layout. But we can get to
I get
that
you.
like any
I
time,
get you. We
at
will
other
kiki
time.
about that together, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I am right there with you.
yeah,
I love designing things to be inspired by things that have a lot of flair, a lot of some nostalgia, a lot of referential things. I liked, we used to get video games and they would be so prettily designed little like pamphlets inside, and there'd be like little notes where you could like a
yeah.
little page that was all pretty and illustrated just for you to write your ridiculous little notes in, your little Animal Crossing to-do list. I love that. I love design that is fun. Speaking of fun design, I do have one more question for you before we jump into actually designing, which is that I asked you before, and I'm very curious about your answer. If you could design a TTRPG, the whole thing, you design the game, the cover, everything is all yours for an IP. What would you want to design for?
Okay, I got an answer for that, and
Okay.
I actually got two answers for that, and
Ah,
and I'm gonna explain why they are related. So one of them would be Sailor Moon, the
absolutely.
other would be Chrono Trigger.
Ooh,
Uh,
okay.
and yeah, they may seem different, but what they have in common is teamwork,
That's true.
because it's a team that works together. And one of the things that I really, really like about Chrono Trigger is the way that the different like powers of the characters could combine together to make one different power.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could combine a gust of wind with like a flame, and you got like a flame tornado. You know,
Yeah.
like it was really cool, and I really like that. And also in Sailor Moon, like they combine their powers together to
Mm-hmm.
kind of defeat the evil. And
Yes.
teamwork is something that like really inspires me in like in games. I really like games, or like media in general, like TV shows, anime, that is like teamwork. So I really like sports anime, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like all working together to like conquer.
I totally understand. I am a huge Haikyuu fan. So I see the vision. I get very teary eyed when I see the boys come together to just, I don't know, win the nationals, or like even they lose, but they did the teamwork and it was like it finally clicked. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
I love that. So we will also kiki about that later, I'm sure. But first, we are here because we have a job to do, and our
Yes.
job is to have fun, and our second job is to make a game. Your main job is to have fun. My main job is to help us make a game, and together we will combine our powers, and we will have some nice teamwork, and we will create something really really fun. So
Excellent.
I explained it already to you, but in case anybody's watching who hasn't seen an episode of the show before, we design games starting with a seed of inspiration. The seed of inspiration is just kind of what I call the tiny little origin point that I use as a jumping off point to design with. I wrote out a wheel with categories, and then each of those categories has a very filled out wheel. Well, to varying degrees filled out. I don't have that many Switch games, but to varying degrees filled out, or at least Switch games that I would put in the thing. And then we roll, and it will randomly give us, in the end, one piece of media to be inspired by. We're not adapting it. We're not adapting IP. We are just using it as a jumping off point. Previously this season, we have been inspired by the movie Shark Tale, but not the movie, the Game Boy game of the movie Shark Tale, and also the official Moomin cookbook. So we will not be repeating those. If they come up, we'll have to roll again. But other than that, it can really be anything. And you can make unimaginable stuff from the tiniest aspect of a game. We're going to zoom all the way into one element of it or an impression of it that inspires us, something about it that we find fascinating, and then we're going to make something out of that. So I encourage people because that's also the second part of this show, apart from showing you guys how it's done, is showing you guys how it's done because I want you guys to do it. So I encourage people to design alongside with the episode or design inspired by the episode on your own time. You can challenge yourself to do it in 20 minutes like we are. You're not bound by it. It's just a fun challenge. Sometimes it's a great way to get things going. I want to see the games that you make. If you put them in a YouTube comment, if you post them on your itch, even if they're just an ashcan or a sketch, I want to see them. I want to hear about them. And I also want to point out that, like people have already, which has made me cry, thank you so much, uploaded games to the Mega Jam, because there's a Mega Jam for the 10-minute TTRPG show, which is the solo version of the show, and the 20-minute TTRPG show, where you can upload all of your games that you make that are inspired by episodes of this show or the solo show. So please share them with us. We love seeing them, and it makes me very happy. And if you want, you can make me cry again. We can see about that. That's fun. The last important thing before we roll, for everybody watching, never use AI. You can always find or make man-made points of inspiration. You do not need AI, no Gen AI. Any kind of Gen AI is theft. It kills the planet and is in complete opposition with even the essence of creativity. Don't use it. If you use it and you submit a game to my thing, I will literally block your account and disqualify you and remove your submission. So don't even bother, because then you also won't have a chance to do it again. So keep in mind, man-made only. So now, Francita, you and I are going to man-make some amazing game magic. Are you ready?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. We are going to spin the wheel. Darcy, could you spin the first wheel? Thank you very much. I love that it let me put the trans colors. Books. Okay. This thing is really favoring books this season. Okay. You know what I think my suspicion is that both times we got books, I think the guests beforehand said something about it, and I think the wheel can hear you. Let's see. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's just still going, huh? Oh, my God. Ah! Now I have to explain to people what BL Metamorphosis is. Okay. So BL Metamorphosis is a manga. It's a manga series. It's about a teenage girl who loves BL, like boy love manga. So gay manga. And she meets at the bookstore an old lady who discovers BL because she sees the young girl reading it. And she gets super into it. And it basically gives her a whole new lease on life. And they have a very sweet friendship. So the girl's going through like a coming of age thing, and the older woman is like finding new passion late in life. And what she's passionate about is basically heated rivalry. That's basically what they're reading. I think potentially a little PG-13er than heated rivalry. But this basically, the plot is that an old woman and a very young woman get together and become friends because they both like this manga that is gay.
Nice.
Yeah. There's also a movie now, but I haven't seen it. But yes, I only have volume 1. So I don't know any further plot points. I do know that in volume 1, they become friends. They get both, it kind of shows their life. And then at the end of it, they go to a convention together, because what's very important also is that the young girl has no friends. And she's very lonely, and she would normally have to go to the conventions alone and not be able to like enjoy them as much. But the old lady shows up and wants to go with her, and then they go to the convention together.
Oh, yes. I want to watch it now or read it.
It's so cute. Yeah. It's very cute. I can't wait to get the next volumes. There's many. I started reading that 2 years ago and have not gotten to continue. So are you comfortable with that as our little jumping off point?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So before we start the clock, which I also have to pull up the clock on my phone. So before we start the clock, very, very important step that we take every time. We just take a deep breath. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. We're probably going to laugh because it's a very silly concept. And we're going to make a very small little game. Darcy will be writing for us the whole time. And you and I will just get to kiki and have fun. You get to be creative. I will be creative and also keep us in structure. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Starting the timer. All right. Thank you so much, Darcy. You can type wonderfully. This is going to be great. So, we're going to start with the premise of the game. So, we're being inspired by the story, manga, of BL Metamorphosis. So, when you think about it and you think about like a game, what do you think is where we start versus where we end up? What is your first reaction creatively to the topics and themes in the game, in the story?
Okay. I really like it. I am into BL. I am into like
Me too.
I watched Hidden Rivalry, of course. I am reading the book. It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I am into like the whole like romance uh
It's
area.
good.
I don't know how to call it. But yeah.
The MLM, not multi-level marketing. Moving
Yeah.
living men. Yes,
So
I get you.
yeah, and I I'm having like some ideas about this,
Mhm.
so it's
Yeah, just share.
yeah.
And
So
I will help you file
basically,
them down.
yeah. So basically, I've been like really curious and like intrigued by a lot of times, and I've never tried it. Are like solo journaling games.
You came to the right place.
Yeah.
I
So
love a solo journaling game. We're doing it.
yeah, and
Perfect.
I've never tried it, and but I've
Okay.
seen a lot of them that I want to try, and I think just it would be it fits kind of like the theme here or like the
Yes.
inspiration, because if it's a girl that doesn't have any friends,
Mm-hmm.
like it could be really nice to kind of do a game that if you don't have like a lot of friends you can do by yourself, but it could give you the confidence to like
Yes.
reach out and make more friends.
Amazing. That sounds great. That sounds like a very great parameter for the game. So let's see. If the game is supposed to help you build confidence, then you also definitely came to the right place. And everybody here should play New in Town, my solo journaling game that is self reflective and makes you feel better about yourself. So
Nice.
I think if we're doing that, then maybe we should go out of the perspective of like making a fictionalized version of ourselves that we play as. So who we play as the character creation is maybe we keep it really simple and we pick maybe we pick like a scenario. You know, sometimes for confidence building, people will organize an interaction that is definitely going to go well. And but even though they know it's definitely going to go well, they still get to go through the steps. Like I used to help teenagers build confidence at the cash register when I used to work in a store because the mom would come up to me before and be like, I'm going to give her the money. Here are the clothes, but she's going to do the interaction. So she's going to have a little interaction with me and she's going to pay by herself. But the mom is there. I know beforehand that this is her first time doing it. We get to go through it. It's kind of like role playing a little bit, even though it's a
Yeah,
little real. It's a little role play. And then afterwards, the kid is like, "I did it." You know, like I paid for my clothes.
that
I
is
was
so
normal with the
cool.
cashier. It was very cute. It was my favorite part of that job. So maybe the scenarios that we make for the game, maybe we make a scenario for the game that's kind of like that, because that's part of the book too. Is that this girl is very awkward and she accidentally tells the old lady about the book because the old lady is just looking for something to read, and I think that the young girl like works at the bookstore, and I think the old lady just picks it up and she's, you know, she just accidentally sells it to her and has like little awkward interactions that get better as she practices. So maybe what kind of situation do you think we should put our player in?
um so I am thinking that it might be cool for the game to have like instead of like a table in which you like roll
Mm-hmm.
and get a scenario,
Mm-hmm.
uh, maybe you could like build that table yourself.
Okay, I think that's
So
cool.
it kind of like scenarios that you
Ooh.
want to try,
Uh-huh.
but maybe you are those kind of persons that you
Yes.
have trouble deciding or making like
Uh-huh,
picking
uh-huh.
something, like, so you make a list of like scenarios and then you can roll and
Yes.
the dice can decide for you. But for the sake of this exercise, we could
Mm-hmm.
maybe use like taking from the inspiration again,
Mm-hmm.
like going to a convention.
Okay, cool. I think that's great. So we will let people put together I would say we give them three things that they have to pick out. Where is it? What do they want out of the interaction? And what is in their way?
Okay.
And then from that, so like what we want is we're going to a convention.
Yes.
What we want is to maybe, because it's scary sometimes to go to panels by yourself and like ask a question if you're nervous or if you're anxious. So they want to go to a convention to see this panel. They want to ask their idol a question successfully. Just want to get it out there, be normal, get an answer, go home. But what's in the way is that they're alone.
Yes.
So they're anxious, which
Yes.
is great. This is awesome. I love this so much. I like a game where you invite the player to co-create the game with you. I think there's not enough of that. I think that's really cool. This is it's already a very special game. So, how do we get from where we're role playing as arriving at the convention to getting to being successful in asking like a question at the panel? Are we thinking like do we want to include dice at all?
Um, I would say maybe yes, because
Mhm.
I'm thinking that since we have a table, maybe we could
Mhm.
have like we could have tables for the interactions to kind of like to
Mhm.
kind of guide this person that
Yes.
maybe is a little socially awkward, like we are like as you are like, and maybe these tables could like help you guide that interaction. Like maybe it tells
Mhm.
you um like if you're going to interact with someone else, the table
Mhm.
could say talk about something from that you did this week or something
Okay.
like that. Like
I
it
like
could
that. I think
guide,
that's great.
yeah, it could guide the things.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't know what to say, so it helps you with
Maybe
that.
we do a D6 because that's very easy. Everybody
Yeah.
has one floating around the house. Get bust
Yes.
out Grandma's Yahtzee. There's at least six of them in there. So we can definitely let's do a table of six things, and that'll be six conversation prompts for
Yeah.
this.
I
So
am
the
I
we
am
let
looking
people
at the
decide. Hmm.
sorry, I'm looking at the chat and says choose your own adventure but controlled by dice. That is amazing. That is
I've
like a
done that
good,
before.
yeah, I
I have
love
a
that.
couple games like that. It's fun. It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of
Yeah.
writing. I don't have to censor myself. It's a lot of fucking writing, but it is very fun when you do like a full choose your own adventure written out solo art. Oh, it's good. So we're gonna do in this case, it's gonna be a D6 table of conversation prompts. But for the people playing the game, so in like parentheses, Darcy, could you put D6 table of like attempts towards the goal? And in
Hmm.
this case, what we would need to attempt is conversation. We want to make a friend, so we feel, or at least we want to talk to people nice and we want to feel good about it. And the good thing is that there's no other person here. So you don't have the risk of feeling rejection when you play this game because we're just going to have six things you can talk about. And your goal is to just do it. Like it's basically like journaling. Just answer the prompt. And in your head, you play through like, I walked up to the stranger. They asked me this question or they asked me about this because they were just making conversation. And this is how I responded and it went well. And let's say you have to do that. Let's say you have to do that three times.
Yeah.
Just a little. It's just a mini game. So let's say you have to roll the dice three times. So you do it once. You say like this is what I did last weekend. So that would be one. So let's say number one is what did you do last weekend? Number two is what do you think?
Um what's maybe some like a question about yourself, like
Mm-hmm.
what's your favorite food?
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, people love talking about food.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food? Um, who maybe because specific about for the character kind of so you could just be like what's your favorite TV show right now? Because that might be
Yeah.
relevant for the convention. And so it kind of fits, but it's also a good question about yourself. And it also always changes. So often
Oh,
changes.
And a last question that's kind of not in
Mm-hmm.
the table, but you have to go
Just
through it
extra.
like
Okay.
extra. It's like, who are you planning? Who are you like most excited to meet at this convention?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that means after you do 3 from the chart, you have to do one more question. And that means that the players of the game will have to be like, plus one question that is in character relevant to your goal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darcy. Let's say, okay, so that's 3 questions. Let's see. Another question could be, I almost said, do you come here often? I'm not trying to hit on, I just meant to say, is this your first convention?
Right.
Like for this example, it's like, is this your first convention? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. The character can decide for themselves, or the person can decide for their character, and then decide like how they would explain it. Like, no, I've been to a lot of them, or to say like, yes, my first time, I didn't want to go before because I was nervous. You know, sometimes admitting something also builds confidence, because you admit something you're insecure about, and the world doesn't end. You're just like, oh, actually, this is fine. This isn't that scary.
Yeah.
I used to have a writing teacher who used to make us, before we performed our writing, like poetry, she would make us all get up on stage one by one and say what our worst fear is of what could happen if we read our poetry out loud. And then after,
Wow.
when everybody had the same fear, first of all, which is that I'm afraid you're gonna laugh at me, and then everybody was fine, and then nobody was nervous, because we all knew that everybody in the room is like terrified of being laughed at, and so it's really
Yeah.
not a big deal, and nobody's gonna do that to you because they're so scared of it happening to themselves. They would never do that to you.
Yeah.
So kind of like that, of like, sometimes maybe admitting something, like maybe we should have a question in there that's a little bit more personal, vulnerable, to give them the to take away the fear, because if you don't talk about it, sometimes it gets really scary. So maybe we have a question like, what do you think could be a good one for that?
Let me think. Maybe something about I don't want to say like what made you, because we're assuming that this person is at the convention alone.
Yes.
So like what made you decide to come to the convention? Like what gave you the confidence to come to
Yeah,
the convention?
that's a good one. That's a really good one. I like that. So that is, let me see. There's 5 questions, and then Francita, do you want to give us one more question?
Yes. What's a place that you would like to travel to?
That's a nice one. That's very nice. That's a good small talk question. People
Yeah.
love talking about where they still want to go. Okay, cool. And then you have, so you asked those 3 questions. Let's see. Between those 3 questions, I think that you should have to say a little affirmation to yourself.
Yeah.
So you do a question, what did you do last weekend? You journal that out. And then I think that each of those questions should have maybe a little affirming thing. Very, very small, very simple. Like, I deserve to have fun. So like for number 1, when it says, what did you do last weekend? Afterwards, you have to say, like, you have to write down, I deserve to have fun.
Yeah, that's good. Also, would it be good to have like a little question like to yourself after you journal about these things, that said like, what was the other person's response to this? Like, was it like something, so you can like kind of like look at your response from like an outside perspective?
Yeah.
You
Yes, I think
know?
that's good. So like part of the instructions will be that you answer the question, and then you put yourself in the other character and you respond.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. And then also like very easy to just add in there. So the first affirmation is, I deserve to have fun. I think the second one is, I deserve to enjoy food. That's a good one. That one's always good. That's always good, and it's always true. Let's see. What's a good affirmation for number 3?
It's a bit like the first one, but it's I deserve to enjoy what I enjoy.
Yes, that is a big one. A lot of people do not very easily. It's why we have the concept of guilty pleasures.
Exactly. And I don't believe in that.
Me neither. I don't feel guilty about a damn thing. let's see. And then is this your first con? Maybe it's I deserve to try new things even if they're scary.
Yes.
Yeah. And then maybe number 5. What do you think?
I am thinking the number 5 should be like I made a good decision by coming here.
Yes, very affirming. And then maybe the last one. I really like the idea that your world does not have to be small, that you can make it bigger at any time. So maybe I can make my world bigger at any time.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah. Sometimes you get really bogged down and it just feels like your world is very, very set size. And it's like, nope, you can make it bigger anytime you want. Awesome. And then I think that just because you went through these, like you'll become more at ease and you can go through, you have, your responses to each of these. Then you have the final question, you answer the final question, you respond to your answer in the final question. And then I think like maybe I've never been to a convention. Does a buzzer go off? No, probably not. Maybe your alarm goes off that you need to get to the panel. And then you say goodbye to the stranger, you go to the panel, and maybe you write out a little paragraph of like, what does it look like for your character to feel better and to ask their question? Like just write out the best possible scenario of achieving your goal.
Yeah.
Because that's also like a really good therapeutic exercise, is just to like imagine good things. Just to like write out like a really positive experience. Because your brain's just like, that happened. Yep, that happened. And it's just like, sure thing, brain.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And so basically you write out what the whole interaction is going to be with like you asking your question and stuff. Yeah.
Like a little prose ending of the best case scenario.
That's good. And maybe it should have like, because since it's supposed to be someone that you admire a lot and you want to ask them this question, maybe it should have like the game should give you the opportunity to like, or give you the prompt, like you can like right here what the question is going to be that you're going to ask. You can rewrite it as many times as you like, because like this has to sound good for you and you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's great. Just to leave room in the prose for you to fulfill your goal, and you can rewrite it as much as you want until you feel good about it.
Yeah.
Nice. I think we have 1 minute 50-ish to spare. What is the name of this game? This might take the entire 1 minute 50.
Yes.
I'm not good at titling things. Oh, maybe Metamorphosis. Wait, because it's Beyond Metamorphosis and it's about changing. So it's called Beyond Metamorphosis because both of these women like change through engaging with this media, and it like helps them engage in other areas of their life that is hard. So maybe we should call the game Metamorphosis.
That's good. It like another game that comes to mind, and it's a little bit like cutie. It's just like I can do it.
That's cute. Maybe we should do like a BL title where it's like Metamorphosis, like colon.
Yeah,
I can do it!
Yeah.
Exclamation point. Yes, it's
That's
so
good.
anime. I love that.
Yes.
That's very cute. Awesome. Metamorphosis, I can do it. This is so positive. I like this so much. It's so cute. Volume 1. Thank you, Darcy. Exactly.
Yes.
And many volumes still to come. I think that's really great because we both created a game and also a module for the game immediately.
Yeah.
So that's excellent. I can't wait to see people hack this the way they want to. I'm going to stop the timer because I think we're done.
Nice.
Oh my God. We created a cute little solo journaling game. So to sum it up for the audience before I take us to a break, today we created Metamorphosis, I Can Do It, Volume 1. This game is a game where you play as a fictionalized version of yourself in a nerve-wracking or otherwise anxiety-inducing scenario. You are trying to fulfill a personal goal, and you do this by having a kind conversation or a series of positive interactions and reflecting on affirmations for yourself until you get to the best case scenario. That's so cute. Little confidence building game. Awesome.
Yes.
So we are going to be back after the break to play this together. So I will see you guys shortly, and I can't wait. Hi, everybody, and welcome back from the break. We successfully made a game. We made a solo journaling micro TTRPG, honestly, and I'm very excited to see how it plays. So it is a solo game, but we're both just going to kind of play it next to each other, which I think is also a very cute idea, and people should do more with solo games. Sometimes it's like parallel play. I think it's good for you. It's fun.
Yeah, I love that.
Good. So we're gonna kind of mess around with it a little bit. We're only gonna play for like 10 minutes or so we might not actually finish, but we might finish because we made this very small, nice little, it's like a little confidence boost, like a little pocket confidence boost. It's what this game is supposed to be: quick and empowering. So are you ready to play?
Yes.
Cool. So we're gonna use the module that we created today. So our goal is that we are going to a convention and we want to go to a panel and we want to successfully ask our idol at the panel a question. And we're very nervous about it. We're a little anxious and we're alone at the convention, which is already a nerve-wracking scenario because that's a lot of fucking people in one place. I've never been to a convention for a good reason. So let's see. We are playing a fictionalized version of ourselves, so we don't have to character create because we are ourselves, just in a scenario that we're not currently in. So we want to go to the convention. Darcy, can you roll to the table? I think we're going to start by you and I. You know what? Maybe we're going to play this a little hacked. And maybe I am the stranger you're talking to and you're the stranger I'm talking to. And we'll just use our questions back and forth and like responses back and forth.
Yeah.
We're going to have a little conversation.
That sounds good.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So let's say maybe we're in a little lunch area. I don't know how conventions work. There's a lunch area, I think, where you can sit, and I'm sitting nearby, and I ask you, let me roll my dice. Ooh, okay. You know, we make some small talk. It's very chill. And then ask you, what is a place that you would like to travel to still?
Well, I would love to travel to Italy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Specifically, I would love to go to an F1 race because I'm a big F1 fan.
That is very cool. I did not know that about you. That's cool. And you have to say your affirmation.
Yeah. I can make my world bigger at any time. And I hope so because I want to go up to many F1 races. And
Hell
that's
yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I think that's so cool. I didn't think about it, but it makes sense that there are a lot of F1 races also in Italy, since it's so big there. I had never thought about that. They have to be somewhere.
It's all over the world. So, and in Europe, there are a lot of them. So I'm very happy to be here now in Europe.
Oh, yeah. I get you. I absolutely understand. That is very cool. That is cool. I didn't know that about Italy before.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
A place that I would like to travel to. I've traveled a lot. So the list is a little smaller now. But I have I can only think I haven't been to the Netherlands, and now I have a bunch of friends in the Netherlands. And so, well, oh my God, that's not true. I went there when I was 16, but I only went sailing. I didn't go to a city. I've never been to like an actual place you can walk around. I was just on a boat or on a sailing boat for like 2 weeks. I don't think that really counts as having been there fully. Plus that was 14 years ago. So I think the count has refreshed. But I would really love to go see the cities and see how different it is, because I live in Germany. So everything in Europe looks very similar. Sometimes you don't really know what country you are in, but then sometimes you have a very distinct style of a place you get to visit. And I'm very curious about that.
That's great. Yeah, there's also an F1 race that's in the Netherlands, so we
Oh,
can
hell
go
yeah.
together.
We can go together. We can go together. I've never been to I've been to a NASCAR race before, but I was like
Nice.
6 years old. Um and I don't think we stayed for the whole thing because I was 6 years old. And I think that's a tough length of an event to bring a child to. It's very loud. I remember that it's very loud. We had the big headphones on. Do you have to
Yeah.
have those for F1? The big headphones? Is it loud?
The for the children.
Okay. So for
Yeah.
me also, potentially, just to be safe.
Yeah, I would say for me too, because sound is
Mm.
really complicated for me being
Mhm.
autistic. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But if you give me a nice pair of headphones, then you and I will have a great time at the Formula One
Yeah.
race. Because
Yeah.
I don't know that much about Formula One, but I know that the cars are very pointy,
Yes. That's good. That's
aerodynamic.
yeah, air yeah, that's important.
Yes,
That's
hell
important.
yeah. Now you can roll and pick the question you want to start with.
Okay. Okay, so I rolled the first question. What did you
Oh,
do last weekend?
oh.
Okay.
Last weekend, I streamed. And I celebrated Valentine's Day, and I think I watched. Yeah, I watched a movie. I watched a Doris Day movie.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
I love Doris Day. I've seen most of her movies at this point. I have a poster. Well, I have a magazine that I use as a poster behind the camera of Doris Day.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you. What did you do last weekend? Oh, wait, and I deserve to have
You,
fun.
yes, you
Yep.
do. Yes, you do. Well, last weekend I was a little bit stressed because we were like thinking about moving. In the end, we're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna move, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a little bit stressful.
Mm-hmm.
But on weekends, I used to work on weekends still,
Mm-hmm.
being like a person that works freelance. I used to
Mm-hmm.
work weekends. I don't anymore, so I try
Yay!
to chill. I am very proud of myself for doing that. I also like take Mondays off
Mhm.
because I work too much the rest of the days. So
Yeah.
yeah, I try to stay like with my husband, do things together. We're currently watching Drive to Survive, which is the Netflix F1
Oh,
show. Uh,
cool.
yeah, it's really fun. I'm really into F1.
Good. I get you. I can't get through a single day or conversation without talking about Saw at some point. When we love something, we love something. It's the autism. It's great. I think it unlocks an extra layer of passion. Um, that is awesome. Let
Yes.
me roll the dice also. Ooh, let me see. I got five. What made you decide to come to this convention? And the affirmation is. Oh, no, you have to do the affirmation first. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
um, so I decided to come to this convention because I wanna see let's name this person Anya Smith, and she's the voice
Mhm.
actor of this character that I love from this anime. And
Aw.
I have a lot of questions that I wanna ask her, but I will only have time to ask one,
Mhm.
probably. So I really wanna. I'm really nervous, but I decided to come here. I
Mhm.
decided to take like the chance to come and experience all this and hopefully get to ask my question.
Hell yeah, that sounds so cool, and it's a very cool chance to take. You have to say your affirmation.
I made a good decision by coming here.
Hell yeah, you did. Awesome. That sounds really, really great, and the voice actor sounds very cool. And I hope you get to ask them your question.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you.
Of course. Let's see. Oh yeah, same question. I decided to come to this convention because I want also to see a panel. I love that you made up someone. I was just gonna take a celebrity.
Okay, that's
I
cool.
was just, and then the only one I could think of was Antonio Banderas. I don't think he even does conventions anymore, but
That's cool.
he does in my little fantasy world. Um, yeah, I'm going to a Spy Kids panel, and I want to see Antonio Banderas, which is crazy, really, because the mom oh my god, she's literally my wife, and I like blanking on her name. That's what happens when you get starstruck. You get too starstruck, you can't think about the actress's name anymore. Um, but I'm like, I want to ask him a question about the franchise because now the franchise is like 30 years old, and I want to know something about it, and I hope I get to see him because he doesn't do conventions very often.
Nice. That sounds
Mhm.
good.
Oh yeah.
I think you made a good decision by coming here too.
Thank you. I think so too. So, is that the final question? Is that who you're most excited to meet at this convention?
Yes, but also I am really shy, and I was hoping like maybe I will meet other like attendees and like kind of like make friends. So I'm like I want to say like thank you so much for like approaching me and like talking
Mhm.
to me, because it's really nice to be able to talk to someone that's here as excited as I am, and like as passionate as I am about the things at this convention. So it's really nice. Thank you. It's so nice to meet
Thank
you.
you. It's so nice to meet you too. I feel the same way. And I'm very, very happy we got to meet. And I've decided that we are now friends. And that I hope we also see each other again after the panels are over at the convention. And then we can exchange numbers and we can maybe meet up also after the convention and maybe we can get something to eat and yap about how the panels were.
That sounds amazing.
Awesome. Perfect. Then I'm going to go to my panel, and you're going to go to your panel. And let's say, for time purposes, let's say, just tell me what does it look like when you go up to the mic when the microphone is handed to you? I haven't been never been to a convention. No idea fuck this works. When the microphone is handed to you to ask your question, what do you ask, and how does it feel?
Okay. Uh, so I just before the bike is handed to me, I take a deep breath, and then yes, and I ask that what was your main inspiration to kind of how you did the voice for this character, uh,
Mhm.
and I am trying to, because sometimes my hands would shake. So I am holding the mic with both hands to kind of like give me the like the anchor for that.
Mhm.
And I this is the moment that this person that I admire is looking at me. So I'm trying to maintain eye contact, even though that's very hard for me, but I'm
Mhm.
trying. So yeah, that's the scenario that I'm imagining.
Hell yeah. I think that your celebrity that you are talking to would probably be very, very happy about your question because I know we always love to talk about our inspirations in every art form. So I think that the best case scenario that you get is that they are so excited that you asked, that they thank you for the question and they give you a really, really, really good answer
Yes.
and a really in-depth answer.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy your time up there.
And
Awesome.
then of course someone is recording this, and
Yes.
like I get to see it afterwards. And yeah.
Yes. As
Yeah.
many times as you want. You get to see that now. That's so cool. I think they got you both in frames. It's like a little picture together. That is awesome.
Oh.
That is
Yeah.
so cute. What a perfect little memento also from a convention that you were nervous to go to. That is
Yeah.
awesome. I think I bother Antonio Banderas successfully. I'm sure many people have, and I know for a fact that he has said many times that he loves it. He feels very honored. So I feel like I've seen him say the answer to my question before, but I want to know what it feels like to be able to see like Such a legacy of like a project from 30 years ago that has such a cult following over such a long time and such a lengthy other career that he's had. And I think that I feel so excited and emboldened by my new friend and how well that went, that I can also take a nice deep breath and ask my question. And I do not fully stutter all the time. And I ask it nice and smooth, and my voice does not crack. And I just get to ask how that feels successfully. And I get to feel good because no matter what the answer is, I did what I wanted to do, and I made a new friend, and I had a good day.
Yes, exactly. And then we get to like talk about what the answer was among each other, and like, yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was
Perfect.
it's gonna be a great day.
Amazing. All right, everybody. And that means that we are coming to the end of this episode. So, a big thanks to you for listening and for playing along. And a huge thank you to our wonderful guest, Francita. Francita, where can the people support you and follow you?
Okay, so you can follow me on Blue Sky at by Francida. You will find my portfolio there on the pin post. You can check out my work. I would love you for you to check out my work because I think it's a fun portfolio. You will find a lot of things, and I hope that you find something that you have played maybe.
So
That
cool.
would be so fun. And also I wanna redirect you all to also go follow Beasts, the Kickstarter page. um, I got the confirmation that the Kickstarter is launching on Tuesday, so yeah, go follow so you can be notified when it launches. It's a really cool game. I'm doing layout for it. I already did the character sheet, and I helped with the Kickstarter design. And I
Nice.
really, Adrian is such a good designer. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
as we said before, he's from Koboa, and also can't wait for you guys to see Koboa when it releases because such a good game,
It is such a
such a
good
good
game.
book, such a good team.
Such excellent freelance writers.
Yes.
No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. You've been doing an incredible job. And I've barely gotten to see as much from the layout as I would like to. And still, I know that you have been doing incredible work as you always do. So thank you so much for spending time with me and for letting me be a part of your first game design experience.
That was
That is
fun.
a huge honor for me. And I hope that you make many more games. I hope that we make more games. So to the audience, thank you so much for watching 20-minute TTRPGs. And remember that I and we here at Euphoria want to see your games, even if they are sketches, if they're tiny, if they are huge, if they are ash cans, anything and everything in between. We want to see them. Please submit them to us on the itch at the Mega Jam. You know, skeet them to us on Blue Sky. Bleed them to us on Blue Sky. Comment them on the YouTube. I want to see them. I love hearing about them. It makes me very, very, very happy. It makes me so happy that I cry. So please help fulfill my dream of helping people design more games by designing more games. This is an achievable thing for both you and me. So thank you so much. Remember, you can share them on the Blue Sky listed here for me and for Euphoria. You can check out any of my other shows in my network and games, etc. on cubespursuit.itch.io. Most importantly, please make sure to keep up with Euphoria and follow us on our socials listed below or in the chat. Subscribe and support to us on Patreon, where you will also get the unaired pilot episode with our wonderful producer, Darcy. You should also join the Discord and follow our amazing guest. And remember that we will be releasing all of these games as an anthology scene through Plus One XP, which now has a landing page that you can go to that is linked, so you can put your email in and be notified when there are updates. So when the layout is announced, when I do it, when the games are released, when it's going to be purchasable as a physical scene and also as a digital copy. And we are making sure that it will be available in the UK and EU as well as in the US, where Plus One XP is located. So We are thinking, of course, of our audience and making sure that the game is accessible to you guys too. Finally, as always, I'm Angel Amore. I'll see you next week. Remember, if you can tell a story, you can play a game. Fuck ICE, free Palestine. Bye!